Hello friends, I hope you're having a fantastic week, and if you feel like maybe you're caught in limbo between having a really great week and just kind of a mediocre week, I hope you take whatever step you need to take to really enter into something incredible with the next few days that you have. My name is Joel, and this week we have a question coming from Katharine Robinson, and she asks, what's the deal with purgatory? What's going on with that Catholic belief in this third part of the afterlife called purgatory? Understandably, this is a unique Catholic belief, and it's one that some people don't quite understand. And so if we want to know a little bit about purgatory, we have to understand something about heaven and, yes, hell. Now, we talked about in a previous video that hell does in fact exist. There might be people there, and we definitely know that Satan and his dark demonic beings are there, and it's a place where people go when they are eternally cut off from God's love. Heaven is entering into God's perfect love for all of eternity in this blessed union with Him, along with all of the other faithful saints. That's any person who's in heaven for all of eternity. Pretty incredible. Now, here's the thing. If we get into heaven, we are perfect. We are purified. We are whole and holy. And if we go to hell, it's because we made choices in our life that have rejected Christ implicitly and explicitly, and we have, by our own choice, cut ourselves off from the Lord. So what's up at this middle place, purgatory? Well, when we talk about sin, all of our sin has what we call a temporal weight to it. A temporal weight means something that is rooted in time. Here's an example. If you're out with some friends and you're playing stickball down in the park and you wind up hitting a baseball through somebody's window and it shatters, you can go and say, hey, we're really sorry about that broken window. And that person might say, I forgive you, but there's still the matter of this broken window. That is a temporal effect of an action. It is something that is broken and it exists in real time. So while you're forgiven, there's still this weight that exists. So when we sin, there's a temporal effect to that. Now, a temporal effect has an effect on other people, but it also has an effect on us. Sin attaches us to things that are not of the Lord. And as we go through our lives, we receive forgiveness from Jesus Christ for the times we sin, and that wipes our eternal slate clean. But we still have these temporal attachments to sin. They're worldly things, and we carry that around with us. They lead us back into other sin potentially, and they also are things that when we die, we carry with us on our soul. So purgatory is a state of purification. Now notice what I said, state. It is a state of being. It's not necessarily a third place. It is a state of our spiritual being in which we are purified of all of those temporal attachments to sin. St. Paul talks about this as like a purifying fire. And that's why we can even say prayers and ask for grace for those who have passed away. One, for maybe conversion at the moment of their death, especially if you don't know what they were like at the moment of their death, but also just that if they are experiencing purification, they would continue to be purified well. Now, you cannot go backwards. If you are being purified, you don't go to hell. You only wind up towards heaven, and it's that final state that takes away all of those attachments and allows us to enter perfectly into God's beautiful vision with nothing hindering our view. So that's a little bit about purgatory and why Catholics believe it exists and why it's not only a necessity, but probably a good thing for us before we enter into heaven. If you've got a question that you would just love to have answered, go ahead and leave it in the comment section below. Like this video, share it with somebody who's maybe a little bit confused about this third place in the afterlife, and subscribe to our channel at Life Team. We've got all kinds of great video content we'd love to share with you. I'm Joel, and we'll see you next week. If I were to pick a purgatory for myself, it would be sitting down at a meal and everybody's ordered their food and they're starting to eat because you were polite and you did the whole like, oh God, don't wait for me. But the kitchen just keeps screwing up your order and you're just waiting and waiting and waiting for your food. And yeah, that's what it would be like.